Today is Groundhog Day, which leads me to ask, what the hell is Groundhog Day? People pull a rodent out of the ground and then ask the animal to predict the weather? Really? This is so unfair, because if Africans were doing shit like this, and you heard that we pulled animals out of the ground, like, there are villages in Africa where people wear animal skin, and if I try to explain to them that Americans use groundhogs to predict the weather, they'd be like, but why not use satellite data? But let's move on from talking animals to emailing vegetables.
It sounds too crazy to believe, but scientists really have taught spinach to send emails.
All right, here's how it works. Let's break it down. Engineers at MIT report that spinach roots can detect a compound found in explosives, like landmines. When the roots detect the compound, molecules in the roots release a signal. That signal is then read by an infrared camera, which sends an email alert to scientists. The purpose of the experiment is to detect explosives, but scientists believe it could be used to warn researchers of pollution. The experiment is part of a wider field of research that involves engineering electronic systems into plants. It is also called plant nanobionics.
All right, I'm sorry, guys. This is insane. I mean, who emails anymore? Just DM me, Spinach. Seriously, Spinach, DM me. But you also know what this means. If Spinach just got on email, it means that they're not as savvy about it as everyone else. So let me be the first to say, greetings, my dearest friend Spinach. I have $1 million in a trust that I sadly cannot access until the first day of March. If you are able to wire me $10,000, I will pay you back 15 times over. Please, Spinach, I need you. And now, we play the waiting game. But congrats, man. Congratulations to the scientists who are working on this breakthrough. And now that they've taught Spinach how to send an email, maybe they can move on to the next scientific frontier, teaching your mom how to use FaceTime. How do I turn the camera? Mom, I gotta go. Just ask the Spinach. Moving on to the coronavirus pandemic. It's the reason sweatpants are now a business expense. Yesterday, Western Australia went into total lockdown after discovering its first coronavirus case in 10 months. You see, Australia is very different from the United States. In the US, water goes down the drain clockwise. And in Australia, they care about stopping coronavirus. Now, part of the reason for Australia's success is that Australians don't resist the government as much when they tell them that they should stay at home. And it's partly because these people know that COVID is a serious disease. It's also partly because it lets Australians stay away from all the other things in Australia that could kill them. Yeah, mate, it's bad enough that the scorpions and snakes are trying to kill me, but there's a koala that's trying to give me an STD. Now, eventually, of course, the world will re-emerge from the pandemic. And I know everyone thinks that they're gonna jump right back into their old lives, you know, like going to bars or theaters or using the bottom half of your face to express emotion. But you might want to prepare for a period of adjustment, because some things apparently take a little time to relearn.
A new report says some pilots are getting rusty on the job due to the pandemic because, well, there are fewer planes to fly.
Some pilots grounded for months by the pandemic have seen their skills and proficiency suffer. For instance, one pilot forgot to disengage the parking brake, damaging a tow truck that was trying to pull that plane from the gate. In another case, the pilot, forgot to turn on the anti-icing mechanism. Other reports include lining up the wrong runway for landing. To counter such rustiness, the FAA stops pilots from flying a commercial jet unless they have performed at least 3 takeoffs and 3 landings, either on a plane or in a simulator, in the previous 90 days.
All right, I don't know about you, but this is kind of scary. Apparently you never forget how to ride a bike, but you forget how to fly a plane after like 5 days? Oh man, this is gonna change everything. Next time the plane hits turbulence, the pilot's gonna jump on the intercom like,
are there any hijackers on board? We need someone who knows how to fly the plane. I repeat, any hijackers, please make yourself known to the cabin crew.
And listen, I get that pilots are human and everyone makes mistakes at their jobs, but there are certain jobs where there is way less room for error. You know, like as a mail carrier, you might say, oh, whoops, this package was supposed to go to apartment 2 and I accidentally sent it to apartment 3. But as a pilot, it's more like, oh, whoopsie, these people were supposed to go to Miami and I accidentally sent them to heaven. And trust me now, this is not just gonna be pilots, people. Everyone is going to be rusty after COVID. Projectionists are going to be showing movies upside down. Bouncers are going to be letting in groups of ugly dudes and telling beautiful women they got on the wrong shoes. Bullies are going to give you their lunch money.